The strategy RPG Redemption Reapers will be getting a PlayStation 5 version which is currently in development. Those who already own the PS4 version will gain a free upgrade to the PS5 version when it releases. But it's not all good news, as the physical versions of the game, which were slated to release in April, have now been delayed. These won't be released until early July. You can still pick up the digital versions, which are currently available on PlayStation 4, Switch and PC. In case you missed it, Redemption Reapers released early this year in February, making it one of our top picks for RPGs that month. Taking up the role of the Ashen Hawk Brigade, humanity's last stand against the Rumour army, a group of mercenaries with a checkered past are ready to take on horrific creatures that now consume land, using strategic team tactics and a range of weapons to get the job done. If you want to know more about this news or any news mentioned in this video, you can check out the link in the description below. The next major entry in the long-running franchise, Final Fantasy XVI, has now officially gone gold. What that means is that the game is ready to ship out for its launch on June 22nd. The development team at Square Enix have been sharing more about the game as we run up to the launch. Previously, they revealed that the main story will take around 35 hours to complete. The PS5 exclusive will take on a much darker and grittier story than in the past, although there have been some dark themes in previous titles as well. This one will be ultra dark as it follows the struggles of those who can channel icons. Dominants have been mistreated, often forced to use their powers in battle. One particular dominant, though, Clive Rosfield, is the protagonist for Final Fantasy XVI. The Square Enix team posed with cute stuffed toy versions of Torgal, the sidekick pup who will aid Clive in battle. Torgal will even be able to heal on command. No, not heal, but heal. This support character will grant a slow heal, so it won't feel overpowered compared to the normal healing process. Final Fantasy XVI will be coming to PlayStation 5 on June 22nd. A new expansion titled Tours and Tournaments will be coming to Crusader Kings 3 on May 11th. The downloadable content is the second major expansion after the Royal Court. It introduces tours and, yes, you've guessed it, tournaments as part of this chapter, as well as a way to boost your political standing. The pre-ordered trailer features jousting on horseback, the violent outcomes of battle, and things going on behind the scenes of matches. The DLC sets out to introduce tours as a part of the new travel system in Crusader Kings 3, testing the combat prowess of nearby nobles and knights. Tournaments can help boost players' social standing or military status. Another feature of the expansion is the ability to host wedding ceremonies or falconry hunts, grand-scale events that can help boost your political standing. Hopefully it's nothing like the Red Wedding, as it sounds like there's not only an upside to hosting such events, but also foul play could be afoot. There are also some additional armor designs influenced by different centuries and Western European clothing. A roadmap has also been announced outlining the rest of 2023. The second chapter of the expansion pass includes tours and tournaments, as well as a Wards and Wardens event pack set to release in Q3. Then there is the Legacy of Persia, a flavor pack coming in Q4 of 2023. Upcoming Souls-like shooter sequel Remnant 2 gets a new trailer showcasing the world of Yaesha. Gunfire Games has unveiled a new trailer that details more about Yaesha and which appears in the first game. Remnant 2 will be exploring the growing influence of the root, which has now taken a hold even more so. The inhabitants of the world attempt to fight back, but the evil's influence overpowers them. The world has remnants of the civilization that came before it, with ruins that are now covered in a reddish glow from the root. We see some mythical looking creatures and animals frozen in time looking like statues. Yaesha looks to be even more dangerous than before and has a more eerie feel to it. Remnant 2 will be released in summer of 2023 for Xbox Series, PlayStation 5 and PC. The sequel sets to bring an updated world generation, which includes changing quests, narratives, and even new biomes. The expanded archetype class system will mean more flexibility in builds and carry more weight at the beginning. A new rumour has arisen surrounding a Fallout 4 New Vegas 2 update. This week a recent change list popped up on SteamDB, which included the term New Vegas 2. This was short-lived as these changes were removed. But from the time it was discovered up until it was recently removed, the developers remained silent on what these changes could mean for the franchise. Now, there are speculations that the possibility of including mods in the game could be greenlit. Others say that this popular depot has only been added as a joke to entice fans once more, or it could even signal a new Vegas 2 DLC in the works. Fallout 4 New Vegas, not only did it significantly improve upon designs of enemies in the game you encountered such as ghouls and deathclaws, but the open world game transformed into a dystopian universe that's full of life. With the brief appearance of the New Vegas 2 depot and the confirmation previously from Bethesda that the next generation upgrade is due this year, we can't help but feel hopeful about what's to come despite its removal. Gamescom 2023 will be back in full swing with opening night live taking place on August 22nd this year. Jeff Keighley, producer and presenter of the show, confirmed that the major gaming event will be returning. Keighley made a post on Twitter sharing that it will return to Cologne, Germany, kicking off with a live showcase at 11 AM PT, and it's expected to run for roughly 2 hours. As per usual, the event will be live streamed for all to watch, and Gamescom will be running from August 22nd until the 27th. Last year we saw further gameplay from major titles such as the Callisto Protocol and Hogwarts Legacy, as well as the announcement of the Dark Fantasy open world title Weird Song. This year we should be seeing more gameplay and updates of already announced games, as well as maybe a few surprises. There are also the Gamescom awards to look forward to, or to debate depending how you look at it. Just this week we got a flurry of details for Diablo 4, including stats for the major open beta, how respecking high level characters won't be prohibitively expensive, and what endgame progression will look like. We also got release times for the game as well. Lilith will be arriving with her Hellspawn for Diablo 4 this June, and developer Blizzard has now announced the release times for both global launch and early access. For those who pre-ordered the Deluxe or Ultimate editions, they will be able to play 4 days earlier on June 1st, 4 PM PT, while the standard edition launch will be on June 5th at 4 PM PT. As for endgame content, we got a quick preview of Nightmare Dungeons, PvP, and also systems such as the Paragon system were shown. This includes capstone dungeons to move on to the next world tier for more challenges and better loot. Also shown were endgame systems such as the Paragon board, which offers a range of boons or glyphs to help enhance your character's build. Another system covered was the Codex of Power. After completing a dungeon, players have the chance to receive an aspect. These can be used to make their items even more powerful or even turn them into legendary items. Blizzard previewed Nightmare Dungeons. Revisiting dungeons players may have already run before, but this time returning with a sigil will alter the playstyle and the intensity of the dungeon. On top of gaining more layers of difficulty, there are further objectives, also affixes which will alter the way your group will need to work through the dungeon. This can really change your strategy, especially if you've run this particular dungeon in the past. Blizz boasted that there are 120 dungeons in Diablo 4 and any of them can use the Nightmare Sigil to up the ante. We also get a brief look at some PvP content this time with the Fields of Hatred. These contained areas show the obvious influence of Lilith's poisoning seeping into the world, but here players will be able to fight against each other. Collecting shards is only half the battle, as purifying them is the only way to get them back to town. This is where the fun begins, as other players will engage. A little risk for reward, as you may lose items if you fail. So far the development team has detailed that shards can be used to purchase cosmetic items in town. PvP will also be a way to improve your character's power. This also means that Blizzard are wrapping up the final season of Diablo 3 as the focus moves to the next game. What do you think about Nightmare Dungeons? Would you have preferred completely different dungeons rather than revisits with app fixes? Let us know in the comments below. Well, that's it for the Week in the Wikis. Please join us again next week for yet another great week of gaming. Remember to check out our VIP program for some exclusive supporter benefits. And budding writers should take advantage of our Become an Author initiative. Thanks again for being part of this great community. Keep checking in with us with news, reviews, YouTube streams and vids, and general wiki goodness.